I don't think I can use it very well anyway.
I mean, you don't have a great record with it.
No. I don't.
Except the one harpy you pseudo-accidentally killed.
Yes.
General Nazgrim, as this is the first time you've really gotten a close look at him, is a very sort of relatively short for an orc. He's probably about a head shorter than like Garrick or Overlord Orborok, but he's a little bit broader than both of them. Like this man is almost a square. And he wears this sort of... Where Orborok's armor has the Korkron style, but instead of the brass trim on the edges is red. Nazgrim's armor has the Korkron style, but the black, that is the main body of the armor, is red, and the brass trim is just a standard steel coloration. And he is a green-eyed orc, which is one of the various eye colors that orcs can have. And his head hair is pulled into a top knot that sort of pulls it back from the rest of his head. And he's got these two massive, aggressive mutton chops on the side of his face. Aggressive mutton chops. Yes, if you want to take a look. I have a picture here if you would like to decide how aggressive these mutton chops are.
Yeah, those are some pretty aggressive mutton chops. Like, I'm pretty sure those mutton chops would be considered a sidearm at that point.
Like, there are these angry, wild tufts of hair on the side of his face that don't just, like, sit on the side of his face, they spike outward. And he's got this sort of grating, almost sandpaper-like voice that, when you apply the volume that an orc can give to it, is like a rock slide. And he sort of... Alright, here's our Outrider force. Good to see you. I'm General Nazgrim.
I give a salute. Leaf Ironmender.
He looks over at the rest of you.
Shiana Flamecarver.
Brick Earth Whisperer.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Josh.
Goblin.
Yes.
And this is Jangatal.
He doesn't speak, does he?
No.
And Snake Friend.
And that little snake doesn't talk either.
I would suspect as much.
The snake has now reached 5 feet long.
Yay! So I can pat it on the head. It's bigger than me now.
I mean, it's longer than you are tall.
Yeah.
But it's not a constrictor, so it's not like one of those super
Real fat
muscular snakes.
But still.
Alright. Let's find out what our Tauren informant has for us and get this show on the road, shall we?
Sure.
Time to win some glory for the Horde.
Okay.
Let's move out! And he turns and starts to ride as the rest of you follow after.
I'm trying to fall off this beast.
And you ride well into the night, long after it gets dark, just sort of keeping pace with the general, as he definitely wants to cover as much ground as he possibly can before stopping to rest for the evening. And
Makes
so
sense.
it is probably well past midnight before he pulls his wolf aside and comes to a stop in an area that has started to become a lot more rocky. You're definitely nearing Stone Talon as the sort of like golden brown of the barrens and the general plains that they are starts to give way to more dark, like red-brown clay, which you're familiar with from Duratar, but this is a much more rocky landscape.
So I'm familiar with, or at least map-wise, familiar enough with this area, or at least before the Cataclysm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And do we have any updated information on what may have happened since then?
Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Not at the moment. Well, and as Nazgrim pulls aside, he immediately steps across to one of the few trees that are in this area, and just with his axe in hand, just starts hacking at it and bringing it down. And he sort of maybe only like 5 or 6 strikes before the tree starts to fall, which is impressive considering the girth of the tree. But and
it's just impressive, flat out.
And with as the tree starts to fall, he kind of guides it with the axe that is still embedded in the bark to bring it down, facing towards Stone Talon. And he sort of guides it and lands it on the ground. And then, with that set up, he sort of like with his eyes kind of looks from the tree, and sort of like sets his sight line. And then when he's satisfied with whatever he's seen, he starts to take his axe and just with his fist just kind of carve chunks out of the trunk without sacrificing the back half of it. And so he sort of carves out enough wood for a fire while keeping sort of a small, like 4, maybe 5 foot barrier that is between what he would eventually set up to be the campfire and Stone Talon.
Okay.
And so he sort of creates this
big arrow thing, essentially.
Basically, it's sort of like this small like cover. It's like a small bulwark, basically, between the campfire and the camp and Stone Talon, as he sets up the campfire for the group. All right. Most of you sit with your backs to Stone Talon to shield the fire from prying eyes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he can shield it pretty well by himself.
Do we have any information on how the area may have changed after the cataclysm?
We've got a couple of different reports. There's been some lava surges near some of the older vales that's destroyed a large amount of tree cover in the area. Stone Talon Peak has seen mysterious events that has drawn wildlife into unusual patterns. They've become more aggressive. They've started attacking anyone who gets near. Wildlife near the peak is dangerous at the moment. Other than that, Overlord Cromgar, who keeps the one horde outpost in the area, has been giving us reports of constant Alliance activity in the area, which we'll have to keep an eye out for.
I see. What is our specific plan as far as where we will be scouting?
Jevin Windtotem will meet us near the Charred Vale, as it's come to be called, in the wake of the volcanic eruptions. Him, along with a small force of Grim Totem that are loyal to the Horde, will deliver a report based on what we have learned. We'll be traveling past Kromgar Fortress, heading towards the peak. Based on what we learned there, we'll need to devise battle plans for the rest of the army and establish footholds and clear paths. We're the trailblazers. It's time for us to make sure the rest of the army will be able to make it through unhindered.
I see.
Any war is best won swiftly. And ensuring that our forces have ease of access and aren't having to fight over the terrain to get where they need to go will make sure this ends decisively.
And ensuring, of course, they don't run into any unexpected trouble on the way there.
Indeed.
And I take it our informants will be the ones to ensure, or help ensure, that we don't go noticed.
Jevin and his loyalists are going to do their best to mask our presence until the Grim Totem have no time to react. Hopefully, they'll never know that we were there, and by the time the armies arrived, it'll be too late.
Sound plan.
Hopefully, this ends with the head of the crone rolling on the floor, and the rest of the Grim Totem either falling in line or scattering.
And hopefully as few casualties as possible. These forces are certainly needed elsewhere as well. Ugh.
The front in Ashenvale could certainly use reinforcements.
So I've heard. Well,
What do you know the situation the Horde is in right now?
a war on many fronts. I've specifically heard of the elves in Ashenvale cutting off supplies, and it being a very tense situation diplomatically, only made worse by the movements of the Alliance now, and our moves to counter them.
The Horde needs lumber. Not just for war machines, but for structures, for homes, for our civilians.
For everything.
The most vibrant and plentiful source of lumber are the ancient forests of Ashenvale. The trees there grow taller than some small mountains. There's wood there that could last for generations. But the elves refuse to let us take even a single tree without some form of reprisal. Every time we attempt to log, our forces are assailed by the sentinels, the guardians of the forest. Their forests are sacred to them. They won't let anyone trespass unfought, let alone take from their sacred trees. Not all of us have the druidic arts to grow our homes, unfortunately. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Kingdoms, the Forsaken are surrounded on all sides. The undead are not looked upon favorably by the living of the Alliance. They see old family, they see people long thought dead, and they see monsters. We need a port to send reinforcements, to send soldiers. And so the Banshee Queen has taken the fight to the Gilneans in hopes of taking that city as a staging ground for Horde forces.
The Gilneans. What do I know about that?
Geography.
Ooh, 20.
Gilneas is an isolationist nation. They were part of the Alliance during the Second War, but seceded and just literally walled themselves off from the rest of the world to avoid being in anyone else's politics. The king is famously noted for saying that Gilneans should take care of Gilneans and the rest of the Alliance should take care of themselves. But Gilneas is also one of the largest sea-bound nations on the coast of the Eastern Kingdoms that is not one of the island nations like Kultiris. So it is the single most viable port, especially because it is on the border of the Tirisfal Glades, which is where Lordaeron is, which is the capital of the Forsaken.
And he said that there was a front there, basically.
Yeah, there was a war front there.
So I take it negotiations with them broke down.
Gilneans, being isolationists, would naturally refuse help from the Horde of all people, and the Forsaken most of all. Especially because, from what I understand, part of the reason they built their Great Wall was to stave off the Scourge of Undeath.
Also, so they could stay just entirely on their own in, I would assume, a more symbolic manner as well.
Well, that wall's come crashing down in recent years, especially with the earthquakes. So, now the war is just raging on.
Dragging everyone into it.
Every Forsaken gets thrown into the meat grinder, and they're not exactly a populous race to begin with. Think about it, they don't reproduce. Their only method of gaining more members is to raise the dead, and not every body can be brought back.
Of course.
And even the bodies that can be brought back aren't always brought back right. Not everyone has their mind.
It's a miracle that so many are as alive as they are.
Yeah. And then, our third war front. The Blood Elves. The Alliance wants elves back in the Alliance. There's a good portion of High Elves that would rather stay there, that have separated themselves from the Blood Elves of Quel'Thalas. Lorthamar Theron, the Regent Lord, is a strong man. Interesting, eccentric, but strong. But he's constantly under pressure, political, martial, otherwise, to bring his forces back into the Alliance. That's an interesting war front. Fought less with arrows and more with words. And then the front that everyone's fighting on, but not at the same time and not in the same way, is the obvious giant lava dragon flying around. And his forces. His cultists in the Twilight's Hammer have stepped up their game recently. They move quietly and they've got infiltrators in, as far as I can tell, every major race on this planet.
We've dealt with and heard of their dealings in our own scouting missions.
But there's the state of the Horde as you have it. Fighting for resources, fighting for land, fighting for survival. Fighting's what we do. But we fight the good fight. We fight for our people. We fight for those who can't. We fight to survive. For the Horde.
For the Horde.
Get some rest. We'll be moving in the morning. We'll be meeting up with Jevon.
Understood.
So you all get some sleep.
Yep.
With General Nadgrim's thoughts to mull over in your mind. And in the morning you move out. It's about noon when you spot large shapes in the distance. And a short time later, an eagle soars down and perches on General Nazgrim's shoulder and sort of whispers into his ear.
Like a talking eagle type thing?
Yeah,
Or is
like-
this more of like some sort of empathic magic link that they have? Can I tell, given my
Do I
animal
recognize
knowledge last?
You can roll
No.
listen if you want.
this eagle? Do I recognize this eagle?
Roll me knowledge local if you have it. And if you don't, just roll intelligence.
What is today? Today is
That's a 10.
10. You don't.
Okay.
Today's a tiger. Tigers aren't any better at listening. So, 17.
17. It definitely says words in a language.
Okay.
So.
Weird. Witchcraft.
And so after a while, it flies off of Nazgrim's shoulder and soars up to those shadowy figures that are sort of backed by the sun. All right. Weapons at the ready, everyone, but looks like our guides are here, he says. And a few moments later, a group of about 8 Tauren begin to descend from the hills. The unique thing about each of these Tauren, all of them have a uniquely dark tone to their fur, whether it be sort of a rusty red-brown to like pitch black to sort of a mottled gray. They all have this sort of like... They all have dour expressions, and even the coloration of their fur sort of matches their outlook.
One might say they look quite grim.
Indeed. And a number of them sport war paint that is just blood crimson that across their face and across their arms. And one in particular steps up with sort of black fur that transitions to a mottled gray near the front. He has a pair of long, wide horns that sort of reach out and then curve forward, and a notable scar on his on the left side of his lip, where some of it seems to have been cut out, which sort of exposes the teeth underneath. And this sort of long braided beard on his chin with a pair of braids reaching down from his mane. And he wears this sort of mail armor with sort of chain links that sort of connect to the pauldrons, and everything sort of... It's a sort of like mail armor robe with sort of like these long flowing cloth bits around the waist that sort of hides the powerful Tauren legs underneath this armor.
Is the lip thing look like intentional or battle scars?
It definitely looks like battle scarring.
Okay.
And he has these sort of fur-lined mail bracers with these small silver circular ornaments on them with these sort of sky blue gems. And every so often you just see electricity spark across the sort of like the interior of that gem.
Is that purely magical?
It's hard to say. But he sort of approaches the group.
Spellcraft, maybe? Or...
Roll spellcraft.
$24.
It's definitely some kind of elemental infusion, whether it's naturally occurring in the gem or by magical enchantment.
Okay.
Greetings, he says as he approaches. You must be General Nazgrim and the Outriders. I am Jevin Windtotem. Some of you may know me already.
Am I...
Sorry, Jevin Grimtotem.
Jevin Grim... Am I familiar with that at all?
You just heard the story about him.
Oh, right. Never mind. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
My warriors call me Stormsong. I don't care what you call me.
Yes, you do.
He looks down at you.
I just smile and wave.
He looks back up at Nazgrim.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Alright. Follow us. We'll take you to a good overlook where we can discuss plans.
I follow along.
He turns and starts to head up some of the hills. Everyone go ahead and roll me a spot or a listen check, whichever's better.
Are you dropping things again?
Yes, stop. Nope.
Went.
Yes, I see where it went. I see exactly where it went.
I don't see it anyway.
Well, yes, but I saw it.
Oh, way over there, that's why. Oh well.
Ooh, that was a good roll, too.
What did you get?
23. No, wait. Sorry, no. 32.
Nice.
16.
16.
Yeah.
23 spot.
23.
Wait, no, sorry. 33, not 32. That would have been last level. Okay.
Okay.
I got 9, and Snack Friend's pretty good, but he rolled a 3, so we got a 12.
15.
So, Brick and Leaf, the two of you spot and hear around the same time that Jevon and Nazgrim do. You, like the four of you, as you're walking, kind of tilt your head up and just kind of look in a direction. And Nazgrim and Jevon both in the same motion put hands up for everyone to draw weapons as other soldiers begin to pull stuff out, as the two of you see similarly toned, these sort of dark furred Tauren beginning to emerge from around trees and rocks with heavy spears and massive totems, just these basically like a tree log that they carry over their shoulder as a massive bludgeoning weapon, and they begin to sort of emerge just around cover.
Did we walk up or ride up at this point?
You've been riding, but the terrain is getting difficult to continue riding, especially because you're trying to go up. And it's getting harder and harder to stay on the saddle at the same time. And around this point, when you would have to either dismount or just move very slowly on the mount, seems to be when, from around various rock outcroppings and behind trees that are sticking to the side of the mountain's face, emerge a couple dozen of these Grim Totem.
Are they surrounding us, or are they coming on from mostly one side?
It's sort of like a semicircular arc.
Okay. And the terrain is kind of rough and rocky, you said?
Yeah.
And we just see them as they start to come out, but we got a little bit of an advantage on that.
Yeah, you two aren't surprised, as they take their surprise round, but the two of you get to act.
Okay.
So everybody roll initiative.
Time to roll initiative.
But the two only two of them are acting this round. Does Snack Friend just go on my initiative, or does he get a separate?
He'll go on your initiative.
Nice.
Good. Alright, 25 to 20.
26.
26? Damn.
Roll the 20.
Oh, 23.
26.
Do you have the improved initiative feat? Oh, okay. Let's say.
Yeah, what?
23.
23?
They thought they had the jump on us, but turns out.
Turns out it was Brick who has the jump on them.
And when a brick gets the jump on you,
That would be painful.
Alright, 20 to 15.
16!
16.
I'm not dead
18.
last.
You have 18?
yeah.
Wow, everyone
I got a
rolled
16
over
also.
15 this week.
I mean, I get a +5 to my
Do you use
initiative.
faster?
You go, me faster? Yeah, me faster.
Wait, what? Oh, you got 16 too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're... I have a -1 to my initiative.
Oh. So anyway.
Alright, so Jang. 16 will be Josh, and then Leaf. 14 will be
Bad horse.
Enemy.
What?
Our enemy is Bad horse. Right? That's why we sang the song earlier.
Yeah, totally.
Really.
19 will be Nazgrim. 10 will be Jevon. Alright, so Brick, you catch these Grim Totem as they're emerging, weapons drawn. What do?
I'm gonna activate Mark with Magic Striking, which gives me +2 now at level 6. And what is it? Mark of the Tiger to increase my hit die by 1 for my fist.
Alright. You slam your fists together and these runes begin to light up across your shoulders and arms as your 3-fingered hands extend into claws and a magic sheen begins to ripple around the outside of your fists. And that's going to be your turn.
Yep.
The next person in line who can actually go is Josh.
Wait, he didn't
What?
get the...
No.
I mean, sorry, not Josh.
Leaf.
Leaf.
Okay.
As Nazgrim also would be ahead of you, but he will basically be drawing his great axe and calling for everyone else. He will actually issue a battle shout, which will give everyone a +2 bonus to their attack and damage rolls for the next
Attack and damage, or just damage?
attack and battle shout might just be damage.
The base battle shout is just damage.
Yeah, it'll be +2 your damage rolls.
I take it nobody here has ranged weapons, or at least uses
do.
them too much. You do.
I do.
I
Three-shot
have-
aura isn't worth it, so Devotion aura. +1 AC to everyone within 20 feet of me.
Alright.
20 feet.
That seems good.
Plus what?
+1 AC. Deflection bonus.
Okay.
Which will not stack with the ring.
That just means you can leave the aura, so better at flanking.
Alright, then that brings us to the enemy, who will be
Come at me, bro.
closing. They get engaged with a number of individuals, including those of you at the front, which would be the Troll and the Tauren. So
Flat-footed AC.
you will have flat-footed AC. As someone texts me.
Oh my gosh!
Yep. Before more texts come and that sound starts playing more often.
Before the Banshee Queen continues to shout for the Horde,
Scared.
which I recognize because, oh my goodness, that ad plays on everything.
Oh yeah.
I don't play World of Warcraft. Why are they advertising to me so hard?
Because they're advertising to everyone.
You're playing World of Warcraft right now.
Not the.
No, I'm playing the RPG system.
But
Fine.
It says World of Warcraft on it.
Have your pony and eat it too.
No! That would be horrible.
And so you're going to be 2 attacks on each of you guys.
Time for that Constitution-based armor class to come into play.
It's going to be 26 to hit you.
Yeah.
Devotion aura ain't gonna help with that.
And a 21 to hit you.
Oh man, if I wasn't flat-footed, but I'm flat-footed.
I need d8s. Seems to be the hardest die to find in this stupid bag.
Because they're in his actual.
D8s.
squish.
So that will be 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you're smacked with a totem.
Ow.
And 15 points of bludgeoning damage as you are smacked with a totem.
The pain.
And then coming at Brick, that's a... You're not flat-footed, so your full armor class applies here.
+1.
That will be a 16 to hit you.
That does it.
Alright.
With the +1?
Yep. If it would have been 1 less.
We need to get you some better armor.
Yeah, because
I don't have one.
We need to get you some armor.
That would be better armor.
That'll be 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Alright, so the second one as two Tauren each come up with these massive totems, which are basically like carved out tree trunks, and slam into each of you. You get hit twice with a pair of these. You take one, but bring your arm up and brace against the second one and stop it before it can make a meaningful impact against you. Which will bring us to Jevin, who, as he sees a number of them hanging back, will just kind of bring his hands up, and this sort of electrical energy begins to swirl around his hands and arms as a wall of wind just kind of erupts on the outer edges of the battlefield, sort of separating off those who had closed from those who had remained further back. Which brings us back to the top. Brick.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna hit the one that hit me.
All right.
Yeah, I think that hits. That is a 26.
Yes, that hits. Roll your damage.
Plus. Wait, no. It's 2 for my thing, 2 for the shout, and then 2 for, so plus 6. Oh, well, that's a 7.
Roll a 1.
Yep.
Oh.
Shoot.
Alright, 7 damage.
And
I believe you have a second attack?
No, he's got medium bad.
Yeah, medium bad. Not yet.
Unless he's got that water star, whatever one that lets you make multiple
The
attacks.
Not yet.
Rune of Crashing Waves.
not yet.
That
But,
one.
I could activate another rune. What was it?
Or Rune of Pounding Syrup or something like that. There's a couple of them.
Well, there's the one that gives it to you, and then there's the other one that makes you let you do it without penalty.
Yeah.
That one that makes you have to be like much higher level for that one.
How about Mark of the Beast to increase my agility?
Alright, so your agility goes up, your armor class goes up.
Yep.
Correspondingly. Alright. And that'll bring us to Shiana.
I
really wish I had battle music that wasn't like copyrighted that I could be playing.
Stab, stab.
Stabby stab.
Flank, flank.
Which
Flank flank. Okay, question. I had asked John last week and I can't remember. Okay, I have power attack now. How does that work?
You can subtract up to that amount from your to hit, and it adds that much to your damage.
Twice that much.
Yeah, John said it was twice that much.
Only if it's two-handed weapon.
Ah, okay. You only have one hand.
Dang! Okay.
I mean, unless the DM rules that because you're using all of your available hands on the weapon, it counts as.
No.
But
That would be a pretty crummy ruling if somebody wanted to play a Naga.
This is the penalty that one takes for having one arm.
Teehee.
Being
actually, are Orcish Claws an attack? Aren't they light weapons? I don't think you're allowed to use power attack.
That you are. It doesn't say
Yes, I am.
specifically that you aren't
Okay.
allowed to use
No,
light
yeah,
weapons.
I
you
looked
can
it up
use on
before
any-
I took
on any,
it.
weapon.
As you're going to look it up again because you don't believe me.
No, have at it. I'm looking up the wording. It's
Hey, I believe you.
It's
I'm on
not-
your side here.
Thank you.
It's any weapon.
We appear to be allies tonight.
I know, it's weird.
I know, it doesn't usually happen. Let's see, I'm subtracting that.
And yet you still threw
Adding
something at me
that.
tonight, so you know. Wait, no, never mind. That was a dat. So.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a 23
Well,
to
she
hit.
threw it at me.
Or,
And
sorry,
then
24
bounced
to
off you to
hit.
hit.
Yeah, 24, yes.
Okay. So then that is... Where's my... Nah. Thanks. Okay. So what's the flanking bonus? Or
+3 to hit if you're flanking with me, +2 to hit if you're flanking with anybody else.
Okay. Okay, so it's just a hit. 7 plus 4. That's 11.
11?
Yes.
Alright. Was that to hit? Or damage?
No, that's damage.
That's damage.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Alright. And is that your turn, or are you doing anything else?
That's my turn right now.
Alright. Which brings it to General Nazgrim, who is going to... He's going to engage one of them that's occupied with the rest of the soldiers, but what he will offer the rest of you, as his battle shout maintains for until the end of your next round, he will also... He kind of looks at the enemy and just... Come on! I know you can do better than that! And he's going to issue a demoralizing shout to the enemies.
Yay.
Which will
That's
reduce their
minus
damage to
one.
you.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go off and get into his own fight. Zhang Atal.
Okay. Well, there's a dude in front of me. So let's slice him up. So step 1, knife them. Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
Good. Good.
All according to plan.
What?
All
For
according to plan.
for 9 damage.
9 damage?
Yep.
Is that the one that Shiana was hitting?
I'm guessing if we're both on this person.
Yep.
How's that person been looking?
In pain.
Second attack. That is a 7, 10, 22.
Yes. Yes.
That is 6 more damage.
That one's dead.
And I will bite the other guy.
Use those tusks.
That is an 19 to hit.
Yes.
Cool. For 10 damage.
Okay. Alright.
And Snack Friend.
Snake.
Gonna also bite. $18 to hit.
Yes.
Cool. Roll a fort save.
Is it a poisoning snake?
Yes.
It is a poisoning snake.
Yeah.
Fort saves for Torn are decent, though, generally.
Yeah, generally.
It's going to be a 19.
Yeah, he makes his fort save. He still takes the 1 damage. Oh no! He's inspired by the shout.
Takes 3 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The snake is so inspired.
Yeah.
Just got double bit.
Yeah, by a troll and a snake, and his snake friend.
Yes.
You can just see the determination in his eyes.
Okay.
And so, Josh.
That group that was hanging back that was hit by the magic. What effect was that on? them?
So you see that a number of them had drawn bows.
Yeah.
But there are 2 of them in robes that are just continuing to march forward. There's a wall of wind between you guys and those who are on the outside, which you can only assume would stop the arrows from getting through.
Okay, so it's enough. So, do I know enough about magic to? I mean, could I throw a flea bomb in there, or would that be more of a? I mean, it's a wall. I can't get. I shouldn't be able to throw.
You would
things
throw
past
it
the
way
wall.
wide.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Okay. So the anything cannon is loaded with the bear trap chain. I'm gonna hit one of the critters that's on brick.
All right, go for it. Roll a touch attack.
8 to 23.
Yes.
Okay, so whatever that does. We didn't.
It was a D6 damage from the bite.
Right. Okay. And then. +1. So
It
yeah. Okay. So I
Plus
rolled
2.
3. Yeah. Plus. So it's
so
5
5
damage.
damage,
5
and
damage.
their agility is reduced by 2 while it is wrapped around them,
Okay.
and they are considered flat-footed at the moment because it is restraining them.
Okay.
Someone's about to have a bad day.
He's not. He's about to be real in a bad spot. Okay. So,
Is it Leaf's turn?
yes, it's Leaf's turn.
So it's the 4 melee totem dudes. One of them's chained up right now.
One's
One of them
dead.
got attacked by a troll.
One's
Oh,
dead.
There's,
he killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
killed one and
3 of them. And you're both looking pretty healthy right now, right?
Oh yeah, I look good.
I'm okay.
Cool.
I'm fine.
there are 2 more melee Tauren that have halberds that have not closed yet.
And how far are those robed folks?
They're just on the other side of the wall of wind. They will be here next round.
Okay. And how far are the halberd folks?
They're probably about 15 feet, maybe 20.
Alright. So since we don't really seem to have too big of a problem with surviving right now, I think being able to take these guys out pretty quick would be best. So Troll now has bull strength.
Okay.
Okay. 2 more damage. I can do that.
So, the 2 robed figures pass harmlessly through the wall of wind because it's only designed to stop range attacks.
Yeah. Right.
And they proceed to raise, each of them raises one hand to the sky with a dagger in their other hand. And they just slash across the palm of their left hand and just kind of grip tight with this bundle of small pack of dirt that they've got in their left hand as well.
That's gonna get infected.
And there's this slow building roar that begins to spread across the Grim Totem as they seem almost to grow in size and strength as muscles begin to swell and flesh, almost a red hue, begins to emerge underneath the fur as their bodies are heating up.
Spellcraft?
Sure.
14?
It's a shaman spell known as Bloodlust,
Okay, nice.
Oh, yeah.
also known as this game's Haste.
Cool. So they attack more often. Alright.
You attack more often, get a bonus on attack rolls and dodge bonus
Yeah.
to AC and reflex save, and their strength is higher.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
And so after they both cast that on all of these warriors, the 2 with the spears close in, which means we got 2 attacks on you and 3 on you, which have now gained an extra bonus.
But I'm not flat-footed anymore. Huzzah!
No, you're not. We'll see how much that helps. That will be 23 to hit.
Well, darn.
Which will deal 16 points of slashing damage from the halberd.
It happens. Now, did he have to move, or did he do this?
He's using the reach of the halberd.
Ah, cool.
And he gets to make an extra attack because he's hasted. Which will be a 20 to hit.
Haha, misses.
Ah! Actually missed you.
Shield comes up at the last second and bats it aside.
And then Torn with his totem, now that he's got 2 attacks on you because he's bloodlusted.
Yes, yes.
That'll be 17, which will miss you. And like 20 some odd, it's probably going to hit you. 27.
Yeah.
That one will be 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
And then meanwhile, there's actually 6 attacks coming at Brick.
I don't think Brick's going to be standing
You're
at the end of this
popular
round.
tonight.
I'm probably not.
Ah, it's a natural 20.
Mm.
I don't think Brick's going to be standing for very long at all.
I'm fully prepared to start fixing that.
That'll be 20 points of slashing damage from the halberd.
Yikes.
I'd like to point out these halberds hurt.
Unfortunately, the 8, however, just makes that a 17 to hit you.
That matches the AC, so
Okay.
this is that one.
So, wait, does that... Is
Miss,
that
like-
your armor class?
Yep.
Okay, then that'll
That
hit.
hits.
That'll
That
hit.
was it? Okay.
If it meets your armor class, it'll hit you.
Okay, then it hits.
Which will be a mere 16 points of slashing damage.
I'm down.
Halberder takes
Can I
down-
tell if are they starting to move around to do some kind of a coup de grace right now?
The halberd has used his...
hit both of his attacks.
Both of his attacks.
So it's the totem people.
one of the totem people is about to attempt to finish off Brick. The other one will be...
All right,
moving
I'm going
someone
to
else.
flash of light, pull him back up.
Okay.
You have 3 hit points.
3 hit points.
That are probably going to disappear very quickly.
Yep.
Probably, but
Yeah, he's going to hit you again, so... You go back unconscious.
Ow.
And then he's going to try and hit you while you're on the ground.
Bricks a pinata.
Which
But
he does.
But it's not a coup de grace because he didn't get his full round.
Yeah. And you fail 2 death saving throws, basically, because he hit you within 5 feet while you're unconscious.
Okay.
So you have until it comes back
Until
around to
Leaf
not
walks
die.
over and pokes you.
Yeah.
Basically.
actually probably not quite that long because once the next round starts, I'll get an immediate action again. I can pick you up too.
Actually, he has to make a death saving throw between now and your turn coming back.
Oh, cool. Don't fail it.
I'll try not to.
And then the other one's going for you.
Okay. I actually kind of have hit points. I'm okay.
Because with Brick down, there's no one to get in the way. That's a 19 on the die. That will hit you.
Yes.
Thankfully,
That's not
halberds have a 20 only crit range.
Now, halberds, the halberds have a 19-20. This guy's using a totem, though.
Oh, okay.
That will be 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Bloodlust is a dangerous spell, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
And a 17 to hit you.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. And 14 points of lightning damage.
14 points of bludgeoning damage. Ow! I ain't feeling so good right now.
And it's Jevon's turn. You aren't the only ones who can do that. And he will take his dagger and slash it across his hand and cast Bloodlust on the group of you.
Woo!
What that does for you,
We get an extra attack at our highest BAB.
you get an extra attack at your highest BAB. You get a +1 bonus on attack rolls and a +1 dodge bonus to your AC and reflex saves.
Woo! +1 dodge bonus, I'll take it.
And your movement speed increases by 30 feet.
Increases by 30?
Yep.
So, okay. Okay.
And you gain a +2 bonus to strength.
Is it an enhancement bonus?
Plus
It
2?
is an enhancement bonus, yes. You get a +2 enhancement
So it's not
bonus
going
to
to
strength.
stack. Oh well.
It's fine.
And that is Jevon's turn. Brick, roll me a d20. You're looking for a 10 or higher.
That's a
not,
3.
And in this moment, this ambush attack by these grim totems, The last of Brick's life essence breathes out.
Oh
Yay.
We've had our first fatality.
no. No. Why couldn't it have been the goblin?
As Brick breathes his last on the ground of Stone Talon, so close to his home of Mulgore, but not quite.
No.
We move on to the next step of the fight. Shiana.
No. No. Who killed him?
One of the totem dudes.
One of the totem wielding Tauren.
One of the.
I'm gonna kill the totem wielding Tauren.
Did he move over or no? He's still.
He's still right next to Brick's corpse now.
Can I backstab him?
There's no one adjacent to him, so you can rage though.
What does raging do for me again?
It ups your strength.
And your stamina.
Okay, I'm gonna rage.
And the dude that you were next to is now dead, so you don't have to worry about him.
Yes. Okay. I'm trying to remember all the bonuses we have right now.
To hit,
Yeah.
it should be. Well, what
Well,
is your?
I think what's
What
going
am I
on?
getting? I have plus 7.
It should. Well, first of all, your hit should be a static +8, not +7.
Oh.
But you're raging, so you get +2 to that,
Okay.
and you get +1 because you're +2
Does-
more. So you've got a +12 to hit.
Does I don't know, it's like 30 right now. Does
Yeah,
that
that
hit?
hits.
Okay.
That hits.
Alright, thank you.
What did you roll?
On the die?
Yeah.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, you were so close to the critical threat range on those claws.
And
I know.
you get your damage plus an additional 6.
Oh, plus 6? Okay.
Yeah, so 1d6 plus 8.
6 plus 8. Okay, so that's 3. So that's 11. But I get another attack, right?
Yep, and he's dead.
Oh.
You do get a second attack though if you want to hit the halberdier.
Before I do that, I spit on the guy's body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that still plus the same
Mhm.
as it was before? Okay. Then that is 27 to hit.
27.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
And then am I still doing
+8. Yeah.
Yep.
plus 8? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's 11 again.
All right.
All right.
Which brings it to Nazgrim, who's bloodlusted, is going to continue his fight, which is going on. Jangatal.
Let's shank a dude repeatedly. $20-something.
Yes.
Cool.
He's
Oh, and I'm striking, doing my hunter's thing. And that's an amount of damage. Oh, this is the totem guy because I can reach him easily.
Yep.
I like how Rudy's over there just coming up with a new character.
Kind of have to. That is if I want to join you guys next week.
They can also make the attempt to resurrect Brick.
18 damage.
Well, just to make sure.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
I'll work with you when we're done.
Performed a savage strike for 18 damage on this guy.
Ow! Was this guy already injured? You hit this guy last
which
round, I
one?
think.
Yes, but we both bit him last round.
Yes, you. It was 3.
Yeah.
With the 3 damage from the snake, he's dead.
Huzzah!
Snake is.
Friends.
Snake Friend has his first kill.
5-foot shift,
Humanoid kill.
so that I can do the rest of my attacks, and while we're here, Snack Friend will make a bite at Halberdman.
Snake Friend is also technically bloodlusted.
Yes, I'm aware. And does a 19 confirm Snack Friend's crit?
Yes.
All right. Roll a fort save, Halberdman.
This is going to be hilarious. It's an 11.
Sweet. Sweet. Okay. Snack Friend's mad, by the way. So...
Does the stat damage get multiplied on a crit?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right, because he has to fail to save to get stat damage, not be hit. Yeah.
Yes. So, he takes 14 damage.
Ow!
Snake?
Because the snake is bloodlusted and battle shouted and just generally angry. And he loses 6 points of stamina.
Ow!
So 3 times his HD in health.
He actually loses enough hit points to just die.
He
He got one shot by a medium-sized snake bite.
And then
Under extreme conditions.
I want to do something for my next attack, and I
They
need
don't
to know
write
if I'm
under
allowed
extreme
to.
conditions on villages.
Sell me.
So, there's one last dude.
There is.
He's over by Leaf.
the halberdier. Yeah. Oh no, the other totem.
The other totem guy.
Okay.
And I can't make the rest of my attacks if I move over there.
Okay.
Throw the javelin.
If I were to
Throw the snake.
pull a javelin out, and a snake were to wind itself around the javelin,
Snake
can I make my
against the
javelin
cat.
attack and then the snake make its bite attack?
Please say yes.
Come on, rule of cool, man.
You'll be suffering a -2 on the attack roll because it's weighted down by a snake. But yes,
Huzzah!
you still have to hit with the spear first.
That's 100% acceptable. I accept your terms and conditions.
Their armor class isn't high.
Alright. It is not high, and I'm bloodlusted, and
You have a +4 strength.
with the -2, 17.
That hits.
Bourgeoisie. So, the javelin,
They have a decent number of hit points, but their armor class is only like 13. Yeah.
so the javelin deals 9 damage.
Okay.
Snack Friend attacks.
Natural 20.
Alright, you don't need to confirm that one. Remember.
Oh, right, because he doesn't do. Okay. Snack Friend is super angry. By the way, roll fort save.
I'm curious.
Snack Friend is super angry.
It's a 13.
So, this is now Snack Friend the Tauren Avenger?
Oh my goodness!
Snack Friend the Tauren Avenger.
Only 5 stamina damage this time.
But how much fight damage?
Another 14.
How much health did you just lose, my friend? You went to a negative stamina, to a -1 stamina modifier.
So he's down.
Oh, modifier.
That modifier,
Yeah,
not
modifier.
stamina. He
Yeah.
has more than 5 stamina.
Well, 3, actually, is what that would need to be, but you know.
Oh, yeah.
He's dead. with your bite plus the snake's bite, or with your spear plus the snake's bite, rather.
Cool.
Because that would have been 23, and he would have lost more than 2 hit points from the stamina damage. So he dead. There are 2 halberdiers and 2 spellcasters left for you to worry about.
Where are the halberdiers? Are they over by the spellcasters?
No, they're the ones that were just the ones that attacked you from range, that attacked you from reach.
I
last round.
just killed.
There's the other one.
There's
There's the other one that's
the
over
other
there.
one's over there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's 1 halberdier and 2 spellcasters.
Cool.
Which brings it to Josh.
Okay, so with the bloodlust, can I reload and fire?
I will say yes in the particular circumstance of your gun.
Okay. I'm just gonna drop a tangle bag in it and try to hit one of the
One of the
the
shamans.
shaman.
Okay, does like an arcane spell failure chance or something.
25.
Yep. You fire it out, and one of the shamans is caught in this sort of like sticky bag of netting and glue, which is going to hinder him pretty heavily.
Okay.
Fortunately, he's a divine caster, so arcane spell failure chance doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
What?
being restrained, it does.
I think it causes a... No.
He can't move much. Okay.
I think it makes me a concentration check or something, but...
Something like that.
Anything else you're looking for?
Don't know. I guess I just have a movement, right?
Yep.
I'm not gonna do. No, I'm just gonna hang from where I am at this point. That's it.
All right. Leaf. You have a dead friend on the ground.
Step 1, I'd prefer it be at more than 2 hit points.
Ooh.
Okay.
I would prefer to be at much more than 2 hit points.
Yeah, Grim Totem don't mess around. You're learning this now.
Yeah.
These were the guys you wanted to warn you were coming.
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay, I'm now at 12 hit points. It's an improvement.
There's nobody on you right now, though.
But
Yes, but there are
I was
spellcasters.
spellcasters.
There's the Jevons warriors are handling a small group of them, and Nazgrim is handling a larger group of them.
Okay.
But still in the battle fighting you, there's the one halberdier and the 2 spellcasters.
Okay.
And I'm going to move over to the Tauren and basically confirm that he is dead, essentially.
Yeah,
Seeing if there's anything at all I can do.
he not breathing.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Hey, can you cobble goblin jumper cables by any chance?
What's the what's the DS on that?
It costs
Pretty
more than
high.
everything you
No,
own.
I can't. I
It
can't.
costs more
Can
than
you,
everything you
can you
own.
combine
No,
your
I can't.
healing magic and his ingenuity and cobble some ultra jank? Might be the better
I
question.
don't have anywhere near enough materials to make one. That's,
Also, the tech score on Goblin Jumper Cables
His
is
way.
16.
yeah.
Well, but the question is, if you use some of his magic, because he can do that, maybe you can make like a one-shot things that have like a double the failure rating.
That would be basically cobbled goblin jumper cables. Like,
That's
even
basically
if,
what that is,
Even
yeah.
if we got a very generous ruling and said that the jumper cables would be 1/10 their normal cost because of magic, we still wouldn't have the material to cover it.
Yeah. We just don't have enough gold.
Well darn.
Yeah.
Turns out
Materials
resurrection is like
expensive.
expensive, man.
That said, you're on the border of Stone Talon,
Yes, we are.
and the light on the hill
We have to steal.
Yeah.
is on the border of Stone
Which
Talon.
is on the border of Stone Talon. Yeah.
We have to move within 10 minutes.
So, if I can do it with the remainder of the move action I have, I'll see if I can... I'll see if with the remainder of the move action I can start trying to patch up some of it to avoid blood loss. Basically the same kinds of thing you would do to a severed limb, short of, the whole ice deal.
I mean, the blood loss has already kind of been a problem.
Yeah, it's already,
All
things
it's already
considered.
happened.
But,
But
just
yeah,
have to
you
pick 'em up and
do
move
what you
'em.
can to start staunching wounds.
like I said, it's kind of the same thing that you do for a severed limb.
Yep.
And if I had a giant ice bath, I would indeed resort to that. But,
Be a big ice bath.
All right.
and stay cool doesn't quite do that much.
So the enemies are going. The healer has presented himself nicely to the halberdier, who rolls a 15 to hit.
15 to hit with all the bonuses does hit.
Really? What's your armor class at?
Low. You forget, I have a 9 dexterity,
Right.
and I don't have much armor either.
What is your armor class?
My armor class is a 12.
So even with the haste, you're at like 14, aren't you? With bloodlust.
The haste and the +1 AC from reflection.
Yeah, you're at literally 14. Okay. Well, unfortunately, the halberd does not hit as hard as the totem. It's just
Yeah.
gotta reach.
I did heal myself.
That said, he keeps rolling much higher on the halberd strikes than they do on the totem strikes.
Yeah, I haven't noticed a difference in these numbers, really.
It's a 16 points of slashing damage.
That's a 16, and I healed myself back up to 12.
And he's down
Yeah.
on the ground.
And that means the spell ends,
And he
too.
misses you with the second attack with a natural 1.
Huzzah!
So that means the spell goes down, too, and everyone loses that 1 AC
1.1
bonus.
Okay.
What happens?
The spellcaster.
And also the bull's strength, so you're back down to a +2 strength instead of +4.
The spellcasters turn and start
Strike.
leaving. They don't-
Spellcaster?
Yeah, the two spellcasters sort of turn around and seeing
was walking
the injuries being done, they turn and start leaving. Yeah, one of them is moving at half speed because they were caught in the tanglefoot bag.
All right.
It brings it back to Jevin, who will walk over and lay a hand on you and cast a cure spell.
Woo!
Regain 15 hit points.
I'll take it.
Which then brings it to Brick is dead. Which brings it to Shiana.
There's a halberdier you can shank, and we can flank him. I think.
Okay. I mean, I was going to go for the spellcasters. but
Oh, you can go
I'll
for the
for them.
spellcasters too.
No,
I wouldn't
no,
be
it's
worried
fine.
too much about
Your
this
movement
guy
speed
living.
is currently 60 feet.
What?
Yeah, you can get.
You can go for the spellcasters.
You can just bolt
Okay.
for the spellcaster if you
Then,
want.
yeah, then I'm going
one
to
of
go for
them's tangled
spellcaster.
and one of them's not.
And actually, if you go for the ones in the Tanglefoot bag, I believe he's considered flat-footed, so you can backstab him.
Ooh, I want to go for him. I don't know what that was.
Just roll again. They're
Okay.
still all ragey. You want to roll to confirm that?
Yes!
What'd you
Yes!
Yeah.
I
18?
rolled an
Roll it-
18,
yeah,
which
roll
is
it.
in my crit range.
Roll the
What was that?
It was a 7.
Okay.
What do you have a plus
It's
11,
7
12?
plus 12,
19.
19.
Flat-footed.
I'm 90% certain that hits, but let me just confirm.
Please.
Yeah, his flat-footed AC is 13.
Yay!
So d6 plus 8 times 2 plus your sneak attack.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Yes.
aren't I backstabbing him?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
sneak
So
attack
that's
comes-
3d6.
Well, you roll your 1d6 and multiply that by 2. And then you add your sneak attack, which is an additional 3d6.
Okay. Okay.
The sneak
Yeah.
attack doesn't get affected by the crit.
Okay. Roll d6, multiply it by 2,
Roll d6, add 8, and multiply it by 2.
and add 8. Oh,
Yes.
add
Yes,
8
and
and
8
multiply.
multiplies,
Okay,
yeah.
hold on. Math.
do your first d6.
26. Okay, that's 26.
And then roll 2 more d6.
Plus 6 and 5.
You should have 3d6
So-
sneak attack by now.
Roll
I
third
do.
one then.
Oh,
So plus 11. 20, so
11 and
37.
another 6. So 17.
43.
40.
So that.
He only had 36 hit points.
But I have another attack.
As you
There's
drive this
another-
claw of attack into the spine of the retreating shaman.
There's another shaman.
Can I get to the other one?
I'll say with your hasted movement speed, yes.
I doubt that hits, though. That's 16. I
That
rolled a
hits.
4. Oh, it does? Awesome.
I don't think you're sneak attacking this one, though.
No, you're not sneak
No,
attacking.
just regular.
No, but
I'm pretty sure screaming at someone followed by placing a knife into the retreating person's face is not sneaky.
oh wait, no. So that's 11.
11?
Yeah.
Alright.
No, you provoked attack opportunity for trying to walk away from you, though. So, that's showing.
Alright. And so that brings it to Nazgrim, who is going to run after the spellcaster and throw his great axe.
I don't think he's living through this.
Not a natural 20 from the general. No.
Is it? Do you even need to roll?
It's a ×3 crit, so I do. Yes.
I meant damage.
He's got enough hit points to potentially survive this, depending on what I roll. So
Just don't roll the minimum, is what you're saying?
don't roll super low. 12 is the highest he can roll, so no, he's dead. As the general just rushes over right next to you and just Loktar guard! Hurls the great axe and it just spins end over end and buries itself like to the staff in the spine of this retreating Tauren who falls to the ground underneath the axe. And this fight,
There's
there's
more.
one guy left.
May I?
Jangatal.
I have 4 attacks, 5 attacks.
Counting your
Because of
snake.
Friend. Let's do this properly, one at a time. That's my highest one though. So 19 hits.
Yep.
That's higher than a 19. That one might actually miss. 14.
Is it lower than 13. Nope, you hit.
All right. And I bite him. That's higher than a 19. And Snack Friend gets 1 attack. Snack Friend! Snack Friend is mad.
Is that another natural 20?
Yes! Roll a fort save, please.
If only you could roll these for like your character.
I don't think dead people can roll fort
That's
saves.
a 10.
Oh my goodness.
How much damage?
5 stamina damage.
Okay. And then how much total damage from everything else?
14 damage from the snack. And then okay. Attack 1 is 9 plus
He's already dead.
6 plus, that doesn't mean I stop attacking, 8 plus the bite does minimum damage at 5.
Yeah, he's super dead. As the troll
You may as well
just
keep biting.
as the troll just piles on, like as the Tauren puts up his halberd to try and defend against the troll, as he just full body leaps onto the Tauren with the dagger just stabbing into its back twice and then biting down with his teeth as he basically rides the Tauren to the ground, stabbing and biting the entire way.
I'm pretty sure that Tauren is now ground beef.
Essentially. And there's a few more moments of combat as the allied Grim Totem, almost said Blood Totem, as the allied Grim Totem drive back the other attackers or kill them, mostly kill them, and the battle slowly winds down as Nazgrim and Jevin collect themselves and look around at the bodies that have been laid before them. Jevin kind of looks around. In their haste to defeat their enemy, they likely did not send back warning, which means if we have killed all of them, then Magatha is still blind to our presence until she discovers her missing scouts.
I would use the Stay Fresh cantrip. 'Cause it's supposed to prevent things from spoiling, and maybe that would hopefully keep the wounds.
There's a spell to stop a body from decomposing called Gentle Repose.
I do not have that one specifically, I don't think.
I think Stay Fresh might be a little too weak.
It's worth a shot because it's what I have.
Let me see. Let me just confirm that Gentle Repose is actually a spell in this system. Before I make that statement.
I suggest if we can move him, go to the, you and I can pretend we're not Horde and just kind of go and tell him.
I mean, I'm just...
We have, just go see if their shaman can bring this guy back.
No, I know
Because
a place.
he's- because-
I know a
oh,
place.
it's how
I
close
know
is
a
it?
place.
How close is it?
How close is it?
Yeah.
Because I take it that would be the nearest thing that I would know about.
Yeah, that'd be the nearest place that you would have any information. Roll me geography.
Geography.
So I'm going to pick up Brick and just put him over my shoulder and drag him along.
Natural 20.
You'd be about half a day on Wolfback.
I can do that.
Half a day. So it could be two. How?
You'd be about nightfall by the
Okay.
time you got there if you put him on a beast to carry him.
Okay.
Are we taking him to Miracle Max?
Miracle Max.
And how is it out of, as far as being out of the way of where we're going?
It's definitely not in the same direction. It'd be more north.
We're gonna split
I know a
apart.
place I can take him to have him resurrected. Hopefully.
And Nazgrim kind of steps over. He fought valiantly. It'd be a shame to lose that kind of prowess already. Take him to your healer if you know him.
Can't say I know him, but it's the only chance we have. I begin
Orbarok,
getting
he
ready
says
to move out.
to the other orc.
Don't follow me, don't follow me.
Follow them.
Sorry.
Bring them back to us. Meet us at Cromgar's fortress. Of course, General. And the Black Rock orc turns and looks at the group of you. All right, let's get to this healer.
I have 2 questions. Number 1, did anybody stop me from eating any of the Tauren?
Probably not.
I'm
Probably all
occupied.
totally
You ate that one on
distracted.
the way down.
Like, yeah, I probably didn't stop. Does any...
Don't eat brick!
No, just the one.
Trust me, I would. No, he won't.
Did anybody stop me from eating the one that I eviscerated?
Probably not.
Nope.
Okay.
No, I was too
Like we
busy.
said, he's ground beef. And
Number
I'm kind
2.
of preoccupied.
Yeah, we're preoccupied with.
Number 2, does Tauren actually taste like beef?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, steaks. I might even start.
Alright, who wants some ribeye steaks?
All right.
It doesn't taste like beef from farm
yeah.
animals. It's very
More like oxen.
yeah. It's like very muscle. It's not like farm fed beef. It's wild ox.
So wait, Orbarok is the one that's...
That's following you.
How many people does that leave with the original objective?
That leaves Jevin, Nazgrim, and the Grim Totem guys.
How many of them were there?
There were about 8. Now there are about 6.
Is it advisable to have so few people with them?
They just fought and died with us. I trust these warriors at least.
I mean, in the respect that if they should run into another ambush of this caliber.
Jevin, the other Tauren. I suspect these were scouts looking for potential intruders, and when they saw them, they let their bloodlust get the better of them. If they are dead, it'll be until Magatha notices her missing scouts, until she is aware of our presence. By that time, we should be at Kromgar's fortress.
Understood. Well, if you trust that you will be able to continue this journey safely, then I suppose I'll trust your judgment on that.
Don't
Come,
worry.
we should move out as soon as possible. I will begin riding off.
All right, let's get moving. Orbarok rides with the rest of you. And yeah, that's a... So you, the group of you, are riding for several hours. Night has fallen before you get to your destination, but a few hours after nightfall, you find the night is broken after some amount of travel by faint light as you come to what looks incredibly out of place. Almost, it looks like a chapel built into the side of a mountain. It's just this sort of simple, tall, steepled roof with the symbol of the holy light on the front. And these large doors of oak and cedar with the front end of what should be the front of a church that terminates into the side of the mountain. And you can see this stained glass window above the door that just has the depiction of the crest of Lordaeron, which is the white background with the blue L that symbolizes the kingdom, except the blue has been turned to violet and the white has just been turned to sort of a dull gold.
So more neutral colors.
More forsaken colors.
Okay. I press on.
At the very least, the violet is a forsaken color.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the gold is more holy light.
Interesting. I will press on.
And so you approach the doors, and they are shut when you reach them, and you can see these massive wooden doors that sort of tower over you with this sense of presence, this impetus, this importance that this place has. You don't know what or how or why, but this place has meaning. There is an essence to this place, even if it looks almost half-built. But
like, is there anything specifically that, like, with the feeling of the holy light, does that feel any different here, or?
it feels strong.
Okay.
This area is suffused with the sort of positive energies of the light.
Is there any kind of knocking mechanism?
There are a pair of large silver door knockers.
I will knock.
A few moments later, the doors just slowly swing inward, and no one seems to have opened them, but from inside you feel this rush of cool air, which is sort of a nice change from the very warm mountainside. And as the doors open, you hear almost in the back of your head this almost faint, almost angelic chorus that sort of suffuses this place. It's not a song, there's no voice, it's just this melody in the back of your mind that sort of permeates and exists contained within this structure.
Is that something that I've experienced before?
Not personally. And as you enter, you see where the wooden structure of this chapel gives way to carved out stone as more has been carved into the mountain itself. And as you enter, the floor becomes, again, carved stone, worked with immaculate care, what seems to be over a long period of time. And as you look around, you see these sculptures and statuary that beautiful mark this temple to the holy light. And you see a lone figure at an altar across the way in long, flowing, pure white robes with these silver pauldrons on that grace his shoulders, with the small librams on the sides that just have scripture flowing across, and small seals of holy writ, as this figure's long black hair kind of flows down their back. I hear newcomers in the Church of the Holy Light.
What would be his specific status? Like, what will be the name of his status as far as for referring to him? Because assuming this is Thaddeus.
That would be your guess. If you had to take any kind of estimation, you would assume this is Thaddeus. As far as titles go, it might be Bishop or Archbishop, or you might just call him Father.
That's just kind of general catch-all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I presume someone would be carrying Brick, or...
There's a Kodo outside that has it.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one... actually, we'll assume that John's character's carrying it.
Yeah.
That would work.
NPC coma character.
I move forward. Father Thaddeus, I would presume.
That is I, he says as he slowly turns around, and you see where the black hair recedes, there is this sallow, sunken face, almost alabaster white, as the flesh has grown taut against the skull of this very clearly undead individual with his glowing golden eyes underneath these hooded brows of his skull, as he turns to face you with these dry, cracked lips. I am Father Thaddeus. What do you seek?
We wish a favor. Comrade of ours, I motion over to where Brick's body is.
One of your own has fallen.
Yes.
And you would wish him restored to this mortal realm.
I would wish it. It is my failure to protect him, and I do not wish that to cut short a life that had so much potential.
Such a task will not be an easy undertaking.
No.
Nor am I prepared to perform it at this time. It is within my power, but I will require tools, reagents, supplies, which you must gather. If you have the wherewithal, the bravery, the courage to retrieve these, it will not be easy. But if you can find them, then I will aid you.
Gladly.
At the top of the highest peak, Stone Talon Peak, the highest mountain of this range, there is a darkness that has incurred upon this realm. The bleak nature of the void leaks through there. I have seen it. But there cannot be dark without light. And from the bleak heart of the void creature that has taken root there, we may find the tool of salvation. An ancient creature from millennia past has awoken within the peak of Stone Talon. Bring me its heart, and bring me the core of one of the elementals of earth that wander the lower ranges of the peak, along with incense taken from the charred ash and wax of the burnt trees to the south. With these three items combined, I may be able to restore your friend. If he is willing to return.
If he is willing, then I could not deny him the opportunity to return.
This place is open to you should you need rest. But know that every moment that you dally, the further his soul grows from this realm.
Of course.
I take it that beast at the top of the hill is not the lava dragon.
What would I void? What would I know about that, possibly?
Roll a religion.
That was not a good roll. That was a 9.
The only creatures of the void that you can think of are things that warlocks summon. Things like void walkers, which are sort of raw elementals made of the innate shadow stuff of the void. The void is a mysterious force. Not a lot is known about it in general.
Are they fell in nature?
No. Fel is something else entirely. Fel is almost like a raw chaos. Whereas the light is the light and the void is the darkness.
The troll got a
Interesting.
grocery list. He's getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Troll doesn't need to rest.
So the incense, the void thing, and the core of one of the earth elementals. Okay. I sort of contemplate it for a moment. I do not believe that will be necessary. I sort of glance over to the rest of the group. I believe it would be best if we moved onwards at once.
Orvarok kind of looks at the group of you. This is your task. I'll leave you to it. I'll guard this area and make sure no threats emerge. I'll keep an eye out.
Gladly. Make sure that his body is well guarded.
No one will lay a hand on it but this priest, he says, looking over at Thaddeus.
What's his overall opinion on just kind of all of this, sense motive?
Orvarok,
Yeah.
go ahead.
20.
You get the sense that the light is not something he's super familiar with, and it's not something that he necessarily trusts 100%, but he definitely understands the drive to save a comrade. So and he's been given an order by Nazgrim, and he's not about to disobey that.
Okay, so he's not totally fond of the circumstances, but he totally sees and is down with the objective.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's move out then. Which of the objectives would be closest to here?
Well, if we go to the void, the earth elementals are on the way.
And then tallow from the wax and burnt char of the trees to the south. Presumably, I mean, you've seen
that should be a lot
some
easier.
burnt and charred trees
Yeah.
from nearby. So
I think taking a little void critter first.
Yeah, let's
Be
move up
the
that
most
direction
difficult, no, that is
first.
probably a little simpler.
Then perhaps after we defeat him, then... What is to the south, other than how far would that be, and what would be in the way of getting there?
wildlife, most likely. The charred Vale is an area where there's been a lot of volcanic activity, apparently, according to Nazgrim. And it's due southwest.
Okay.
I mean, you can probably find appropriate trees closer than that, but probably still in that general vicinity.
Alright. Let's move out then.
Alright. So,
I give my thanks, of course, to Thaddeus.
the grace of the light be with you always.
I move out.
And as you all depart the light on the hill, heading for the highest peak of Stone Talon Mountain. That is where we will end for the week. Woo. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Farewell. Bye.
Bye.